Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Hopefully everybody's having a good morning. Been up since early this morning. We've had storms since early today. It has been an active Friday morning. Give me just a moment here. I wanted to go over an update, kind of where we're sitting at now. It's Friday, May 2nd at 8:51 a.m. So if you're watching this on Friday morning, of course, if you're watching it live, you're looking at current information. If you're watching a playback at a later time, please understand that some of the information that I'm providing might not be applicable to where you live. This live video, is sponsored by 1312 Cleaning and Restoration, Arkansas Online Lawyer, Arkansas Storm Shelters, and Autoplex Collision Repair. So thankful for my sponsors that allowed me to do this. I wouldn't be able to do it without them. Looking at radar from a regional standpoint, we do have some severe thunderstorms ongoing in eastern Arkansas. We're going to have additional chances for severe weather today, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. I do want to zoom in on this real quick so we can talk about it. These storms are moving out of the state. If you live near Memphis, you've got severe thunderstorms headed in your general direction. We just had a severe thunderstorm pass through these counties, through Craighead, parts of Mississippi County. That's crossing the Mississippi River now, moving into Tennessee. And then we also have storms in central Arkansas. These are not severe. They have been at times. They moved through western Arkansas this morning. Now they're tracking into central Arkansas. So if you're in Little Rock, Conway, Greenbrier, Hot Springs, Cabot, Jacksonville, you have storms headed your way as of 8:53 a.m. Like I said, these are not severe, but that doesn't mean that they won't be noisy. There will be plenty of rainfall, hazardous travel conditions, that sort of thing. And the same goes for North Arkansas, near Mountain Home and Harrison, Mount Olive, Clinton. Rain and thunder moving through the area, not severe. If you live in western Arkansas, it's been an active morning. We've had hail, we've had strong winds. We're clearing out here in western Arkansas. We do have some additional activity in southeast Oklahoma that's going to move into southwest Arkansas soon, but overall, not too bad right now. This morning was pretty active, pretty noisy. We had some fairly strong thunderstorms move through. I can show you one of the images. This is from Dalton Adams in Pottsville, Arkansas, so near Russellville. He's looking back to the west as storms move through Russellville. So a really cool look at that. Neat shelf cloud. That's not a tornado. You're looking at a shelf cloud, warm, humid air in place. Rain-cooled air from the storm pushes out, condenses into that form, and makes it look like a big wall of storms. It's really neat. As far as the severe weather risk goes for today, the highest severe weather risk is in eastern and in south and southeast Arkansas. We have a level 3 of 5, an enhanced risk of severe weather today. You can see the orange shading near El Dorado, Monticello, Lake Village, parts of Columbia County, so south of Magnolia, that part of our state. But we also have a slight risk that goes from Texarkana through Arkadelphia, Little Rock, and almost to Jonesboro. So that's kind of what we're expecting through the day today, and I'll loop simulated radar in just a moment to give you an idea on the timing and what storms might look like. But I do want everyone to understand that later today, this afternoon, this is more so what the severe weather risk outlook is for later today. After we kind of settle down a little bit, we should have additional chances for storms this afternoon and tonight, and some of those could be strong to severe. So this is what the radar might look like later today, and you can see storms. This is depicting the storms that are moving through now into the late morning hours, moving off to the east. We might get a little bit of a break after lunchtime, so if you have plans early this afternoon, some of you guys might be okay. But we'll have scattered chances for rain pretty much all day. I had a lot of people asking me this morning, when are we done? When are we done? Is it going to do this all day? It's not going to be a 24/7 washout all day long, but we could have scattered chances through the, you can see there's I like to call them kind of popcorn showers or popcorn storms where we've got activity being modeled up here by Jonesboro, but then nothing to the south, and then a bunch here in South Arkansas, and then some in Western Arkansas, some in Southwest Missouri. So it's going to be hit or miss today. Probably not the best day to have outdoor plans, but if you do, you might be able to get away with it at times. This is also from that 3 to 4 p.m. hour through around 8 or 9 p.m., I think is where the best opportunity for some severe weather will be in South Arkansas, like we discussed earlier. El Dorado, Crossett, Chico counties, Drew counties, south of Pine Bluff, this corridor of the state. And you can see the model attempting to depict some strong to severe thunderstorms in this part of the state where I think there's a risk for maybe some wind, some strong wind gust, perhaps some hail like we had yesterday, and a very low tornado risk. Most of Arkansas, if you don't live in southeast Arkansas, you're looking at likely just rain and maybe some thunder at times. If you live near Fort Smith or northwest Arkansas, if you live in areas north of Little Rock, the odds of you observing more severe weather today is quite a bit lower. So hopefully that'll help answer any questions you might have in regards to those of you who do not live in southern Arkansas. If you live in southern Arkansas, like we've discussed a couple times now, a little bit different story. And you can see one of my favorite things to look at is CAPE. And this is also known as convective available potential energy, otherwise known as thunderstorm fuel. It has all sorts of names and stuff, and my model's not wanting to load. But you can see this is where most of the thunderstorm fuel is located later this afternoon here in southeast Arkansas and eastern, in eastern Arkansas. So that's kind of the reasoning for the severe weather risk area in that part of the state. There is a little bit here in western Arkansas and some up in north Arkansas, but not as much. I still think the greatest risk for any strong to severe thunderstorms will be in southeast Arkansas. You can see this lightning density model really highlights that stuff this afternoon. You can see the greens and yellows are where storms could be strongest later this afternoon. So just want to go over this map with you one more time if you're watching live or if you're watching on a replay. The most concerning part of the state later this afternoon for severe weather is in southeast Arkansas, southwest, and eastern Arkansas. Mainly south, southwest, and east of Little Rock. Outside of this, we should eventually clear out. I can loop the model and show you when clearing is expected. I know everyone's tired of this like me. This model has some activity lingering through late tonight, midnight, 1 a.m. We might have some lingering activity early tomorrow morning in eastern Arkansas. But folks, I think we're going to clear out nicely into Saturday. This is Saturday around lunchtime, and the radar looks pretty clear. Looking at the depicted cloud cover, you love to see it. That blue shading here, obviously the white is cloud cover. Well off to the east, northeast, and to the south, Arkansas is looking at maybe just some high clouds at best with plenty of sunshine on Saturday afternoon. And that should linger into the afternoon hours. Saturday afternoon looks gorgeous, and I think Sunday looks good too. Temperatures on Saturday during the afternoon hours might be in the 60s. Folks, we might have temperatures in the 60s, maybe some 50s in North Arkansas on the high elevation Saturday afternoon. So honestly, a little bit of a treat after it's been pretty warm lately. Been warm, it's been humid. Looking at the dew points here, dew points on Saturday afternoon, this is indicative of the humidity. We could have dew points in the 40s. We've been having dew points like in the mid to upper 60s to near 70. It's been very humid at times. We should get a good break from that this weekend, a much-deserved break. So, rain and storms today, scattered activity through a large part of the day. We should clear out tonight. Saturday and Sunday looks really nice. So, hopefully this update helped provide some clarity for you if you are curious about what to expect. But so far, we have had some severe weather this morning. We've had strong wind gusts. We've had hail. Hopefully we don't have a whole lot more in the way of issues. Those severe thunderstorm warnings in eastern Arkansas have been canceled, so we're severe thunderstorm warning free as of 9 a.m. on Friday, May 2nd. So I'm looking at my chat comments over here to see if I have any pressing questions. Guys, I'm tired of this too. I'm ready for a good break. I think I might try to go turkey hunting this weekend. Go outside and do something. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I want to enjoy some time outside and where it's not raining. And I love you guys, but I'm tired of talking about weather. Storms. I'm ready for a break too. Michelle says, I'm looking for the best time to head to Branson. I think this afternoon will be better. The severe weather risk, obviously, in Branson, up in that part of Missouri, is pretty low. John's asking about Mountain Home. It's storming in Mountain Home now. We have scattered chances through the afternoon. Severe risk is extremely low. Tyler Ruston. What's up, Tyler? Long time no see, buddy. Said, Fort Smith area, just rain for the rest of the day? Yeah, I think so. I think mostly just rain, maybe some thunder at times, but severe weather not really expected. Marlene says, thank you for the sponsors. Yep, real appreciative of the sponsors here. Tracy says, what is the time frame for Desha County? So Desha County can expect storms later this afternoon, some which could be strong to severe, especially in that 3 to 8 p.m. window. So after 3 p.m. is where you need to start watching if you get warnings on your phone. Obviously, if we have any tornado warnings today, I'll have live coverage as needed, but hopefully we don't have any tornado issues. Hopefully it's just rain and wind, and that's it. Misty says, Hot Springs, will it turn severe? I doubt it, Misty. I feel like the risk is a little bit better to the south and southeast of Hot Springs. I can't rule it out completely, but I don't think so. Kristen says tornado chance or thunderstorm chances near Bradford and Searcy. So your thunderstorm chances are good today. You should observe rain and storms at some point today. Your tornado chances are very low. Derek says tornado threat for Pine Bluff area. There is a tornado threat in Pine Bluff. It's just very low. I think the risk is more concerning for maybe some hail this afternoon or some strong wind gusts. The tornado threat in general, guys, is very low today. Not anything like we had, a few weeks back or something like that. Robin says Mount Olive is messy right now for sure. Looking forward to a nice weekend. Me too, Robin. I'm looking forward to it as well. Diane's in Star City asking about it. Thunderstorms likely today, some which could be strong to severe later this afternoon, especially in that 3 to 8 p.m. time window. Low tornado risk. Molly says, the thunderstorm this morning in Searcy was nice. I didn't want to get out of bed. What time for Searcy for storms? Well, if you're in Searcy, you have thunderstorms that aren't too far off to your west now, near Conway, down to Little Rock. Those should be there within the next hour and a half or so with a low severe weather risk, but could be windy. Might be some hail in there too. And then we have scattered chances this afternoon, just like everyone else. I'll give it a couple more questions in here and we'll hop off. Carissa says, Zach, can we get a radar close-up of central Arkansas? Yeah, sure. This is what we're looking at now. We have thunderstorms down near Hot Springs, so in Garland County, parts of Hot Spring County, and that expands up to the east-northeast near Little Rock. It's moving into western sections of Pulaski and Faulkner County near Conway and Greenbrier. And this action is moving off to the east. So if you live in Little Rock, if you live anywhere near Little Rock, if you live in Minton, Malvern, Bryant, Conway, Cabot, Jacksonville, Searcy, this action is going to move off to the east in your direction within the next hour or so. It's not severe right now, but that doesn't mean it won't be noisy when it moves in. Zachary, it's Desha D. Desha, not Desha. Okay. I'm not from Southeast Arkansas, so I appreciate you guys correcting me on the name. So it's Desha County. I've never heard that before, Ricky. Thank you. Emily says, Bryant, it's mud days this weekend. Emily, I think it's going to be great. The weather this weekend looks fantastic. Might be a little bit muddy from all the rain, but Gizzy says, should we be worried about tornadoes? The tornado risk today is very low, and it's really confined to southeast Arkansas. Desha County. Thank you, Paula. I didn't know that. I do now, though. Della says, is Russellville and Dover good for the rest of the day? We had pea-sized hail this morning. So Russellville and Dover is just like everyone else. Scattered chances through the afternoon will clear out this evening, but I think the severe weather concern in Russellville is about over. Very low risk. What are we looking at with the second round in Greene County? So Greene County is up in northeast Arkansas near Jonesboro and Paragould, kind of that part of the state. And you do have storms that are moving off to the east in that general direction that could end up in this area. But I think the severe weather risk is pretty low. Is it expected to get bad in El Dorado? Says AJ. We do have a severe weather risk in El Dorado today, and I can pull that up. So if you live in El Dorado, you are in the orange enhanced risk area, the level 3 of 5 down in south central and southeast Arkansas. El Dorado, Warren, Monticello, Lake Village, Crossett, Junction City, Smackover. I'm just naming off stuff that come to mind. That part of the state is where the higher severe weather risk is today. And mind you, the higher severe weather risk is mainly for wind and hail. This is not a tornado-driven enhanced risk area, level 3 of 5. I don't want that to be the narrative today. The risk is for strong winds and larger hail. Jay says, I'm just now logging in. How are things looking for Little Rock? There's a severe weather risk today. It's pretty low. Storms moving in soon. We were just looking at the radar just a second ago. You've got storms that are kind of knocking on the doorstep for Little Rock. Those will be in there soon. Some gusty winds are possible. So, all right, guys. I think I am going to hop off here and get some work done for the rest of the day. Obviously, I'll be around. So if we have anything that gets cranky this afternoon, I might be out of pocket a little bit at times. I have to pick up my son from school. My wife is on a trip. She's out of town. So I might have to pick up my kiddo from school later this afternoon. But outside of that, I'll be around here in the office. If we have tornado warnings, which I don't think we will, I hope we don't, I'll be around for that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate the trust and everything that you guys do for me. And I just want to shout out my sponsors one more time before I hop off. 1312 Cleaning and Restoration. They're there when you need them most. Arkansas Online Lawyer, Travis Plummer. He is the AR Online Lawyer. And if you're interested, if you need legal counsel, you can visit his website at aronlinelawyer.com. Arkansas Storm Shelters, pretty self-explanatory. My go-to storm shelter company in the state of Arkansas. And then Autoplex Collision Repair. They've got locations in Fort Smith, Fayetteville, Alma, Paris. I mean, they're all over the place. They do great work if you have hail damage, if you're in a vehicle collision. All of those companies are local to Arkansas. They sponsor me, and they're great people. So thank you guys so much. I will talk to you guys later. I'll have a post up on Facebook today, as always. But I need to get to work on a TikTok video real quick and get that uploaded. So thank you guys. Have a good Friday.